Welcome to my art classroom, everyone. I have to load a kiln. Come with me. This is my kiln room. I share it with the teacher next door. We have 2 kilns and we have 4 wear carts, and sometimes they are really loaded full of things that need to be fired. And so this is the kiln I'm going to be loading today. It has been here on site for, goodness, since the school opened many years ago. Hello! And they're kind of due for replacement, but in any case, this is what I'm working with today. I'm going to try and get as much of this loaded into this kiln as I can, and what I can't fit in this kiln, I'm going to put in the kiln right next to it once it finishes loading. So I was checking to see how many things I really need to put stilts on, and you can see, and I also looking at the height of the things I had to fire, because what you saw me just take out of the kiln right there were shelf supports. And so as I begin to put in the first items for glaze firing, I'm determining how high they are and then grabbing the correct size shelf supports, because I literally have to build layer by layer by layer in the kiln. It's not like your oven at home where we can just slide in a shelf on some slides along the side of the oven. And so I'm going to start moving things around. When we load a glaze load, nothing can touch, because as the glaze melts in the kiln, when it reaches the proper temperatures, it truly melts. And if one melts into the other, they'll be stuck, and we don't want that to happen. Also, you can't have anything, no glaze on the bottom of your project if the project is going to be sitting directly on a kiln shelf. Otherwise, that glaze will melt and stick to the kiln shelf, which is bad. So you can see I've got that first layer in, and now I'm putting in the next shelves. And so here is the first and the second, and I'll add a third. Each of these shelves has what we called kiln wash on it. That white painted surface allows the projects, if there is a little bit of glaze that comes off, sometimes it will allow it to just kind of peel right up. And so I'm adding the next shelf supports, the next layer, more tiles, more shelf supports, and I keep building higher and higher. Now I'm working with these bowls, and I'm using a stilt on the bottom of the bowl because my students, I asked them specifically to glaze the entire bottom of the bowl. But because of that, we have to put them on a special stilt to lift them up off the surface of the kiln shelf so they don't stick. And so here's some mugs also, and layering another layer of shelves here. Keep going. Lots of things in this load. I've lost count on the number of loads or layers. So that's that. Now I'm programming the kiln and setting it to go, and it will fire overnight. And here we go. Coming back the next day, and actually that glaze firing took about, I think 5 hours or so. But in any case, this is the next day. I'm coming in, and you can see that I've put the vent on, raising it up, turning it off, opening it up. Voila! Things have been glazed, fired. Beautiful. And so they're nice and shiny now, and every single thing that I put in has to come out. And those stilts that they're sitting on, sometimes those stilts get stuck and they have to be pulled out. And the wire that's on those stilts can be very, very sharp, and if I'm not careful, I can poke my skin, and yeah, it does definitely bleed. So that's kind of a pain, but being very careful pulling those shelves out one at a time. It is a little precarious sometimes. It makes me nervous if I haven't gotten a firm grasp of when I was building. Like I feel like sometimes it's wobbly and it makes me nervous. But in any case, I try and be as careful as I can. I don't want to break anybody's projects. No nicks, no dings. Make it all perfect. And so here are the last things coming out. And that is what it looks like to have a fully unloaded kiln. Until the next one, that's it. Bye.